Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, welcome to the next edition of the Dirty Knobs podcast. I'm your host once again, Hollywood Mike Miranda, and my co-hosts are JV James Vicente and EC Eric Carter, my brothers in BMX. Hey, so we have a special one this time. It's just the three of us talking about some, crazy stuff. Hey, so please tune in, have a great time. And one more thing, please subscribe, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to put a bunch of stuff together in a box and go through all the names of our subscribers, pick one at random, and send that box to them. So I'll reach back out to you asking you for your address. And guess what? A box full of who knows what's coming your way. So enjoy, and thanks for being a dirty knob.
Damn!
Hey, back to the sushi bar.
I'm a wizard on this damn computer, man. Waiting on JV.
Waiting on JV.
Let's go, JV.
That never happens.
Dude, Hollywood?
Yeah.
You're having a pizza party, bro. Pepperoni and jalapenos.
JV?
Yo, you guys are having some technical difficulties over there.
Always. Yeah.
You guys are looking for the USB with the landline and the flux capacitor.
We had the flux capacitor, JV. We had to check. Yeah.
What the hell?
We had to see if Ethan Cooch had it, but he didn't.
We had to go to our technical director.
I was wondering if you got Ethan Cooch involved.
Technical director failed us miserably. Huh. I told Hollywood, man, having a pizza party right now, JV.
Nice.
Yep. It's
What'd you got?
Do you run the pepperoni, jalapeno, pineapple?
That's a lot of stuff on there, man. And that looks thin crust too.
That's how we do it.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh man, that sounds
Ground control to Major Tom, bro.
Oh,
How's that sound?
for
A lot
sure.
better?
There's a huge difference.
Is there?
Yeah,
huge.
Well, you know, we're all about
Quality.
professionalism and high technicality over here at Dirty Knobs. Only the best production values coming out of this place.
Dude, we are the Dollar General of quality communication.
Yes.
Oh man, I am so glad to be back talking to my two best guys in the world. God, this has been so much fun. Hey, we just got another episode. Welcome to the next edition of the Dirty Pod.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the
like
next edition of the Dirty Knobs Pod. It's always good, man. It's always good. I thought this time, we would to the next edition guest because Dirty Knobs Podcast. Man, I'd like to do this. I'm your host once again, Hollywood Mike Miranda, and my co-hosts are JV James Vicente. If the people that watch these can see what the outtakes brothers in BMX. Hey, so we have a special one this time. It's just the three of us talking about the 15 minutes we just did before we started. So please tune in time.
Someday.
One more thing. No, I don't. Please some of it's going to be no day, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to put a bunch of stuff together in a box and go through all the names of our subscribers. Pick one at random. Yes, and send that.
What do we got? What do we got on tap?
I'll reach back out to you asking you for your address. What do we got on tap today? Guess what?
Oh man,
box full of who knows.
So let's talk topics. I think it's pretty cool if we
thanks for being
ask each other some kind of interesting topics, maybe that just to see what our thoughts are. I can start it if you want, Mike.
Again for tuning in. No, you start it. I like the unrehearsed. Let her rip. Welcome back to the Dirty Knobs Podcast.
Hey, you guys know me. I haven't even thought of any topics. I know I had some wheel time today,
to the Dirty Knobs
but I got no topics. I'll come up with something.
Hollywood Mike Miranda.
I'll come up with
host. My co-host.
I'll start with an easy one.
Eric Carter. This episode we're going to have a blast just laughing and talking about a few funny subjects. And I hope you listen to the
Oh,
whole
I
thing.
like
That comes to
Please
mind.
subscribe.
Oh.
We're going to do something
I
special.
can think of a couple.
We're going to put a bunch of crap.
Okay.
In a, I mean,
So-
yeah, you can
cool
roll
stuff
with a
in a
couple, but
box.
So-
like,
so-
what is the
and,
ones
and
that come
send
to
it to
mind?
somebody that subscribes. We are going to take all the
Craziest. Go ahead,
names and
easy.
do this every
Wow.
other week. Just pull a name of all of our
Mike, how many
subscribers and
were on
send
your
you
bike?
A box of stuff. Check it out. Enjoy. And
Or on his person.
keep it
Let's
dirty.
go. I'm gonna go three that were on Hollywood's bike. Saber plate, proguard chain guide, and the deal that keeps your foot or ankle from hitting the brake caliper.
You
How did he-
forgot.
The brake guard, right? It's called
Yeah,
the
brake guard, yeah.
Brake guard.
Yeah.
And you forgot. Let's see. The laid back seat post
Oh,
On a- on a-
God.
on a CW frame that already has a crazy laid back seat post angle on it.
Yes.
Let's see. Addicts plastic sprocket.
Yeah, I remember those. They did.
Oh, my gosh.
And then
Yes.
was it the same company or was it a different company that did Z rims?
Different rim. Different
Oh,
company.
my
That's-
God.
That was
The Z-rim.
ACS.
ACS. That's
Yeah.
right. ACS.
Hey, was
and-
it? Hey,
yeah,
was
go
it
ahead.
true? Was it true that if you could bend those things and you put them in the freezer, they would straighten back out? Do you know if that's true or is that just some hogwash shit that went around my neighborhood?
You remember the ad where the guy's doing a kick out and his wheels all bent over?
Yeah.
We used to try to do that.
Hey, that guy's
We
name
wreck our own rims.
I
Hey.
know it. I know his name.
I know too. You want me to
don't
go
know
first?
Yes.
RC Alderman.
Yes. Panda Rider.
You like that, don't
Yeah, I
you?
do. I love it. You knew that.
Surprised.
RC Alderman from Northern California, which means that he rolled in that same crew that could jump and smoke hella weed. Yeah, all those guys were bakers, man. The whole
They-
everyone.
They were a bunch of Indians up there, man. They were a
Yeah,
bunch of chiefs.
man, alive.
The
Yeah,
Z-rim.
the Z rim and the
Jeez.
tough wheel. I heard the same thing with the olden days. They used to say, "Oh yeah, yeah. If you bend your wheel, you can put it in the freezer."
Right? Hey, Haro had those plastic brake levers as well.
Yeah, those levers. I snapped one of those.
You know, I have one of those right now in my garage, still in the bag.
You know
Which lever is it? The hair trigger or something?
The-
Yeah,
What
the
was
hair
that?
two-
trigger.
The
Hey,
two
you know what?
Hair
finger
trigger.
plastic Haro lever.
And we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna donate that to some subscriber. No,
No, it's gonna put Ethan Cooch through college.
you mean technical school?
That's right,
He's-
technical
he's-
school.
It's going for you.
That's right.
Let me tell you about a product I saw. I'll tell you one of the goofiest products I saw, but it goes to a story, believe it or not. One day after the races, I'm walking through the pits with a very, very good friend of mine, and we're walking along, and we see this girl with her head down, just came in from the mains. Obviously, she did bad.
Oh.
Didn't qualify.
I know where this is going.
I heard
And
I
J-
heard
Yeah,
I heard
and-
some mumbling over here.
and JV and I are walking through the pits, and there's this girl crying, and she was kind of cute. She was a little young for me, but she was riding the game with James, and she was good looking, and she was crying. And I said, James, go talk to her. You know, comfort her or whatever. And James walks over and he said something like, "Hey man, are you okay? What happened?" And she goes, "I lost my race."
Yeah,
And
she was.
yeah. I just lost
Not-
my race. I don't want to talk to anyone right now. And ever since then, I've hated that product. Tell him, JV.
The Clem twin. Cranks. She was a
Well,
Clem twin.
she
She was one of the
them.
Clem twins.
He's one of the Clem twins.
I thought Mike was gonna say, you know, she wasn't okay for me, but she was good for JV.
That's right.
But like
that's where you were going on that.
No, like what'd you say earlier, JV? What was the rule?
Went on tour, standards lower. That came from you guys. I got that from you guys, by the way. You, Bomber, and Grubs.
Hollywood says no. He's denying.
No, my standards were always the same, and that's where I'll leave it.
But you know what? I didn't write that down. The Clem twin cranks. Remember
Yes.
that gadget?
Yeah.
Two was sprockets on both sides.
On both sides.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, chain wheels on both sides.
Craziness.
That's crazy.
That's craziness. What about DY, man, and the Browning 2-speed?
You know what? That's a great invention, and he did good with it.
I think there was something to be. I think there was something there. I mean, it failed some, and I think if they could have refined that, I think there was something. I think there was something there.
Yeah, the 2-speed was a good one.
I'm surprised. I don't know if it's legal or not, but I'm surprised in current racing with that big, massive starting hill that they have,
That they don't have gears.
the kids haven't tested a Browning 2-speed. Maybe they have. I don't know, because you know me, I'm so deep in the BMX world right
Yeah.
now.
Or they tested the Clem twins.
They might have tested the Clem twins.
Well,
I'm
look,
just saying.
I mean, if one chain falls off, you still got the other one.
I
So-
wonder if you.
Browning 2-speed on both sides,
That's right. There you go. That's perfect.
and you could use a proguard plastic chain guard
That's right.
to ensure it stays on.
Exactly. That was
That wa-
amazing.
That was the worst product I ever used.
The
That was-
ProGuard.
I couldn't believe you had that on your bike. When I saw that on your bike, I was just like, what is he doing?
So Toby Henderson had it, and the lady Barda, Mrs. Barda, she came over to me and she said, "Hey, I'll pay you. I think it was like $75 a month or something."
ProGuard was a BARDA deal?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So she came over and she said, "This is at Chandler."
Yep.
She said, I'll give you $75 a month just to put this on and put a patch on your jersey." I was like, "Oh, okay. What do I care?" So I put it on, and the first moto down the last straightaway, coming out of the last turn, it rolled over and went into my chain.
Oh,
And I was in second. I think it was in second. It was a moto, and somebody passed me. I still got third, but I took it off right then and there. And she saw it, and she came over. She said, "Just keep the patches on your jersey, and I'll keep paying you."
oh my gosh.
I used it for one moto.
No way.
I used it for one moto. But the funny part is I was in a bike shop in Galveston, Texas. I think it's called Island Bikes, Big Island Bikes. Great bike shop. Still has a lot of old cool. It was a ProGuard in the plastic, in the sale bin, the clearance bin. This is like 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
In the with the original price on there were like $7.99, and I said, "Hey, can I buy this?" And I bought it, and I have it at home.
Oh, you have it?
No way.
I have it at
That's
home.
funny.
Wow.
And one of our lucky subscribers, no, just kidding.
what was the purpose of it? To keep the chain clean? I can't remember. It wasn't to keep it on the sprocket, right?
No,
It was to keep it clean?
it's to keep all your charger cables all together. I mean, that's
when you got home, you can take it off and just put it on your.
Exactly.
it's like what was the purpose of Spokey Dokes?
That's just what I was going to say, dude. How about Spokey Dokes? Oh my gosh.
Spokey the little plastic balls that you put on your spokes, multicolored, and they would pink, point, pink, point.
They would
slide up.
Then
and
when
down.
you go fast, they'd slide out.
Yeah. There were a couple Grand Nationals that everybody had them.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Had to have them.
I don't remember seeing those little things.
That I think it was only maybe like 1 year. Everybody had them.
JV,
Holy-
you don't remember Spokey Dokes?
I don't remember those.
Maybe it was an ABA thing.
It might have been like
Might-
muscle power.
Like muscle power.
I remember the muscle power.
That was an ABA thing.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, JV. I honestly don't remember you ever having anything funky on your bike ever.
Stop it. Seriously?
Oh, except for your bottom bracket 3 inches from the ground.
When I rode for Reach, I had I had a Reach bike, which was funky. I
Clunk,
had
clunk. the bottom bracket was so low on that thing.
I was sponsored by Galindo handlebars.
I was just gonna
I'm
say Galindo
sorry.
bars. That's just what
Yep.
I was gonna say.
I had HKK Hokoku chain was
Hokoku.
another one of my
We went
we
there.
went to go see them. That's right. They were
Yeah.
in Jersey in Wayne.
Yeah.
No,
Hokoku.
I had my whole thing was funky. It was all-
No, that's none of that is super bad, except maybe the Galindo bars were a little. With the
I'd like to bend on those little
the-
things.
Ben was great. Remember, it had they had a plastic crossbar, right?
They had
Two
two
s-
different versions. They had two versions. They had one with just the cross part with the it was
Like
almost
seat-
like a
seat
seat post
clamps.
clamps.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
C-post clamps.
It's funny now when you say that. It's with
so
seat post clamps. And then they had the freestyle one that had actually a welded bar below it. Do you remember that one? Had two bars. So you had it was a little heavier though, seat post clamp, and then you had like a welded bar on the bottom.
When you stop and think about it, neither option makes sense.
I know, dude. Some of the shit. How about the slingshot bike?
Oh,
With the wires, with the
yeah.
The
cables.
Yeah, it's gonna tension up and snap you out of the gate.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you know, on
Yeah.
a rainy day, you could put two pro guards on there to keep them from rusting.
Oh my god.
If you had, yeah, that and the Clem twin thing, then you've got double all the way around.
We need to make a bike with all the stuff. We need to get a set of Clem twins, a pro guard. We need to get the frame needs to be a slingshot with a Caston strut fork.
Oh yeah, single-sided strut fork.
Single-sided strut fork.
Are you gonna? So, do you think from the frame perspective, the slingshot was the most funky frame ever
Yes.
developed?
Yes, by far. I can't think of anything that was more different or funky or innovative.
Yeah, I can't.
No,
Jad had this single. Jad was in like a 90s company and they had this single
monocoque.
mono thing. I don't even but it's slingshot is just
That's it.
It was
Winner.
crazy.
Yeah.
that is
How about-
amazing.
How about Auburn?
Yeah, you know, the whole thing about Auburn was so that you could buy one frame, and as you got older, you could bolt on a longer front end. Because people are known for, because if you're 11 years old and you want a 17-pound frame and keep it for 7 years until you got big enough to use a bigger frame.
That's your move.
Yeah.
That's the go-to.
So the slingshot is the funkiest frame,
For sure.
Yes.
funkiest wheels,
Z-rims. Yeah.
Z-rims.
Yeah, for sure.
funkiest handlebars. Probably Galindo, right?
Yeah, I
They're
was
the-
just going to
were
say
the weirdest.
Galindo with the seat post clamps.
Uh,
Stem. I got a stem for you.
Damn.
I got one.
Oh,
Oh, what do you
I
got?
think I have one.
I was going to say the Addicts made a stem, and the bottom part was steel, and then the top part was plastic coated steel. And
Oh,
I broke one. I broke the top plate on one, and my bars went down, and I got sternum rectus.
You got sternum rectus?
Dude, I came down right onto my breastplate, and I got sternum rectus.
Bad thing to get, man.
Got acute sternum rectus was the diagnosis.
It's on the spot. They diagnosed you.
oh my!
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite medical terms ever for BMX. The sternum rectus.
Oh, what about I did not know Addicts made a stem, man. That's crazy.
Well, now you know why you didn't, because it didn't
That's-
last long.
That's right.
It was Roger Worsham
Plastic.
from CW got us all these cool co-sponsors.
Oh my gosh.
What else? The funkiest seat? I know which one I think. the funkiest saddle.
Uni,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Unibird saddle.
Uni, the connected one to the seat
Yeah.
post.
It was
Yeah,
a
the
tiny
connected
little
one.
seat. Yeah. Do you remember that cruiser racer, old man cruiser racer Pineapple?
I remember him.
Mm-mm.
You
Yeah,
remember what happened to him?
I do. The seat delammed from the post,
Oh
and
Jesus!
he sat down on it, and that fiberglass went up and got him, dude. And I think he had to get a colostomy bag.
Get
Yeah.
get the heck out of here! Really?
Yeah.
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 It happened at a race, and he,
Holy!
whoop,
Yep. Pineapple and the key.
yeah,
Yep.
great guy, super
Jeez.
nice guy. Wow, what a great guy. But yeah, it was a lot of soup and fruit. For a
Lot of
long
soup
time.
and
A lot of
fruit.
soup and fruit after that for a while.
Pineapple was fast, dude. He was a fast
Yeah.
older cruiser guy too, man. He's a pretty quick dude.
I thought those uni seats were like for kids.
Well,
They- Or
There you
s-
go.
Probably
he was,
why.
or small Hawaiians. He was a small Hawaiian.
or first,
I mean, they were like small.
or first timers in prison.
Our first time.
Oh,
Hey, I remember the first time I saw one of those seats, man. I was at a clinic in 1980 at the Orange Y. Maybe it was 79. 79, 80, maybe something like that. Eddie King and Jason Jensen were doing a clinic at the Y, and I took the clinic. I still have a picture of it. Like just a little, it's not a Polaroid, but it's like this little square picture my mom gave me the other day. And Jason Jensen had a uni seat on, and it was the craziest shit I'd ever seen, man. I was just, and his dad had taken a piece of aluminum and like hand machined it and filed it and made his own brake lever.
Wow.
oh
And
man!
I was blown away, dude. I mean, obviously Jason Jensen was the end all amateur at that time, just super, super fast. And,
Yep.
And so I was in awe anyways of just being around him, and then to see all the stuff on his bike, it was amazing, man. But uni
Did
seat,
you like it? Did you when you saw the uni? Were you like, I gotta have
dude.
one of those?
Oh yeah. We went to A1 bicycles. I think the next week, man.
Look at that!
And I think we got it at A1. We bounced around some of the shops. We did A1 for a while, Ralph's for a little bit, but I think I got my uni seat at A1 bikes.
Dang.
I think Tosh Moravia was the first guy I saw with that little seat on there.
Yeah.
Man,
The
And-
uni seats.
on seat posts, I think the fluted aluminum
Yes.
was probably the funkiest because they were not strong. They bent easy. They came in all kinds of colors that faded within a week.
They had the lot. They had the thing like
The
the
slots.
yes,
Yep.
the slots.
Yep.
Although it's hard to go against the CW laid back.
Laid back with the little like hook on it, that little like connector
Yep.
thing
The
on it.
bar.
It was a little
The
square.
bar.
It was a square tube. There's a little square
Right.
tube in there. Yeah.
Yeah. You
For
had
support.
To have that. Yeah.
You had to have that.
Dude, I ran one of the drain pipe ones when I was on Hutch for a while.
Backwards.
I ran that. No, I ran it the normal,
Oh, it's like,
the drain pipe.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
had
remember
one of
that.
those.
I had one
Yep.
of those.
Yeah.
All right. So where do we tires?
Tires.
I got an answer. Snake bellies.
Yeah. The snake bellies.
Those were
Crap.
funky, man. They work great. Maybe sometimes.
I ran snake bellies for a minute.
I ran
When-
one in the back in a minute, but
I ran snake
Yeah.
bellies I ran 1 3/8 snake bellies.
I was gonna say, would the bike need to have an 1 3/8 in the front?
I was
and
in,
then,
the move when we were kids, man. When I was kids, it was the 1 3/8 in the back and the normal 20 in the front. So you get the hot rod style with a little bit jacked up in the back.
It is.
Dude, do you remember Bubba Hayes? I think he
Sure.
was
He
like
had
26.
he had it in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he had it in the front, right?
he ran them front and back, I think, like I
Oh,
said,
both. That's right.
till he was in his
Until-
20s.
yeah, I think he still got them.
He probably still runs them. I love
Brother, I totally remember him riding those.
Yep. I loved my 1 3/8, man. I remember when I got my wheels, my 1 3/8 wheels. I remember when we drove to A1 bikes on the way to Orange Y to get them, man. And then I got my first lap. Dude, those things were fast.
Yeah.
1 3/8 were fast.
Anytime you make your wheels smaller and
I mean,
lighter,
Yeah. It was crazy, man. I loved them. Crazy.
Well, Saber plate wins the number plates for sure.
Yeah.
Oakley ones or twos, ones, the ones with the big.
The Cobras,
Yeah,
The
ones. that
ones
came-
with the thing at the end.
Yeah,
Cobra
Yeah.
grips.
yeah, they came off ski poles.
You're right. They look like ski pole.
No, no,
They
no,
are for real.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. You know the guys at Amy Grips.
Yeah.
Amy Grips made the first Oakley grips.
Wow.
They made their
Oh,
first
that's
products.
interesting.
Yeah, that was the guy who they made their grips.
Oakley had a couple of jacked up grip things though too, man. Remember they had those with the what were the B1s? Is that what they were? Where they had the outer sleeve thing that went over it, so you could change the colors.
Those
You
were pretty
remember
good. Those were
Oh
pretty good.
yeah, I
man.
remember
Those were pretty good.
those.
But the outer sleeve would always get jacked up.
Yep. Oh, how about this one? How about the grab-on grips?
I was gonna say
Grab-ons.
grab-ons.
The foam jobs.
Dude,
Ah.
my mom got me some bootleg grab-on things. And they were like, but they weren't beach cruiser foam. It was like foam, but then it had like a hard shell on it.
Oh, were they?
And they had lightning bolts on them. Dude, they were so slippery, man. I could barely hang on to those damn things.
I had and I used them for like even after I stopped using Galindo's we had grips
That's right.
with the little ends on the little
Yeah.
plastic ends
Yeah.
that nobody liked because you get hit with those. It hurts.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, our last one, because I think we've covered the whole bike. Pedals.
Pedals.
Easiest
Funky pedals.
Would be
I remember.
What were you gonna say, EC? Go ahead.
You go, JV. It's you.
What's the ones? I just can't remember. Were they Suntours, the ones with the little nub, the little tiny thing that stuck out that when it hit
Yep.
your shin, it made a little hole in it.
Yep. Suntour pedals were definitely funky.
Those were all Shimano DX. Those were different when they came out.
Very
But
different.
But I remember they weren't pedals, but they came out with pedal cages. It was a company called Trog,
Drogs.
and they had those crazy super sharp teeth.
And a big valley in between them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Looked
Yeah.
like the top of a medieval castle.
that's right.
Yeah.
Those were gnarly. And then I don't know if you were racing at this time, but Hollywood, do you remember Reedy pedals?
Sure. Bob Reedy's.
Those things were cool.
Yeah.
They were
little,
different.
They were the first seal bearing pedal.
Yeah.
And they were I only saw little kids using them. Those were little kid pedals.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Bob Reedy's.
Yep.
Good memory.
I had before my last sponsor was S&B pedal cages. You remember those?
Yeah, of course.
Jason Richardson was my teammate.
Yeah.
Jay Rich.
Yeah.
Jay
The
Rich.
doc.
Right.
That's right.
We had a few people. He's the one that kind of I guess kind of when he just started really getting into it,
Mm.
racing the pedal cages.
Doc and
Wow.
Jay Rich and the Dream. Kareem.
Oh,
I had to race his
yeah.
brother, man.
His brother.
His brother was gnarly fast, man. They came out on a vacation to California one time, and I was a pretty good local racer guy, and I think they came to Westminster. You remember that track?
sure.
Hollywood?
Yeah. Yep.
And the gate was it was a real short gate, kind of funky, and so locals had a really good advantage on it.
Flexi too.
Yeah, and dude, he was smoking me, and I just had no idea who this kid was, man. And turns out I actually got to be friends with him. I just started talking to him and learning about it. He's like, "Yeah, we're from New Jersey. We're just in town." I was like, "Oh man, thank God I don't have to race you all the time." He was fast, dude.
Yeah,
Kareem
he
was
was super
really
fast.
Yep.
Super fast.
Is that the fastest set of brothers? No.
No.
Dude, it's funny. It's funny you were going to say that because that was one of the questions I was thinking about asking.
Yeah. I think it's easy to pick out the fastest set of brothers. Well, I think maybe not actually.
It's close. It's close between two in my brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
close between two of my brain too, and they're both from the same place.
Yeah. I know so we're all on the same page there.
Yeah.
Something in the wall.
Yeah, no, but I definitely think it's one. One of them is fascinating because obviously we're talking about the Patterson brothers versus the Anderson brothers.
Yep.
And Brent was a number one pro and Brian was a number one pro.
Right.
Tough to beat that pair.
Yeah. I can't think of a faster brother set than those two.
Yeah. I guess you're right. That had to be.
Yeah.
Tough to beat. All
right. So there's one other bicycle component. Wait, do you want to say Anderson's?
No, I was just going to say that those guys were fast too. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I think Richie hurt his hip. I think, when he turned pro, I think he wrecked and he's got a bum hip. He did something to it. I don't know if Bo Jackson did or whatever, but I know he jacked it up pretty bad. And ever since he jacked up his hip, he couldn't get out of his own way. So, but
I mean, there's so many guys that are Wright brothers.
Yeah.
Eddie and Mikey.
That's a pretty fast combo too, man.
That's a fast combo.
Yeah. Dana and Darwin Griffin.
Oh man.
Both super fast.
My brothers-in-law, both.
Yeah, the Housemans.
Rich and Gary.
Oh yeah.
Quick.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Those boys did some damage.
Who else? The brothers. Oh, there's got to be a lot more there we're not thinking of.
Yeah, there's got to be.
What was your bike part, JV? Because I know you got one saved up. What is it?
I have one more part that we
missed.
We missed that crazy like wheel cover that Crehan used to run.
Oh yeah, the uni disc. That was the uni disc.
You could hear him.
Yes.
I remember, like at the NBL Grands, when the track goes downhill, you could hear him.
Yeah,
you could hear him all the way down.
I think he was a Titan guy, and there was was it Mike Brandt? He was also on Titan. He was a mini kid. He had one too, I think.
Yeah.
Those things, man. It's crazy, right? And wow, I mean, we're talking bike parts, but you can't forget my helmet.
You're for sure that helmet you had was crazy.
The ugliest, craziest, no redeeming. I mean, there's no safety involved in that thing. That styrofoam helmet you wore was terrible. And the Mino helmet was a close second for ugly, but yours was the capper. Oh,
seriously, I can't think of another helmet that is crazier than that.
No,
the inside of the helmet that you wore.
Just the inside. You don't need all that other stuff.
It was just a styrofoam. That's all it was. A styrofoam.
It was polystyrene. That's what it was. That was the material.
Yeah, like a cooler, like a cheap cooler.
Pretty much, but it had this coating on it so that it was, because when the foam is inside your helmet, it doesn't have an outer coating, right? So like when you look at not stucco, but like popcorn sealing stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was like a hard shell that they put around this polystyrene that held it together. So it wouldn't, literally the little polystyrene balls wouldn't like flake off. And that was it, dude. That was it.
Seriously. If you put ice in there, would it keep it cool?
I'm sure it would. Yeah, I'm sure it would.
I'm sure that Mr. Morales would have used it as a cooler.
I'm sure
Robbie Morales.
sure he tried.
Bobby I'm sure that Robbie Morales' dad looked at you when you're wearing it and thought, ooh, I like that. I like that helmet.
What a great idea. What a great invention.
Yeah.
When Robbie's done, I could take his helmet
and
put extra stuff in there.
That's right. Oh goodness.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, that helmet. Like I tried to because it was so white and I hated it. So I tried to spray paint one and the spray paint actually started to eat the helmet.
Oh no.
Yeah. It started to like chew into it.
That can't be good.
Oh yeah.
Hey, how about a shout out to our boy Robbie Morales from Cult BMX?
Oh man.
Yeah.
The best.
Robbo.
The best.
Yeah. And in my opinion, the coolest parents of all BMXers.
Yeah.
And that is a hard list to be top
Yeah.
of.
That's true. That's true.
Certainly, without question, the funniest parents.
Bob O. Bob O was something, man. Goodness.
Oh man, certainly the absolute funniest parents ever in BMX.
Hey, they were a comedy show
Oh, for sure.
the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just hilarious. There have been some funny people in BMX.
Oh yes.
There's some funny ones. I can think of the funniest person I know in BMX would be Magoo, Harold Wade Magruther from Monster. I mean, excuse me, Max Pants from Max
Yes.
Pants. He's the funniest guy in BMX that I know of.
I have to agree. Even though, like I always tell you how funny you are, Mike. Magoo is when Magoo gets going, right?
And
like
he gets going.
Oh, dude, he gets on a roll and he's just, man, there's just one after the other, and you catch yourself, you can't breathe.
Yeah.
It hurts your stomach. You have to walk away because it's so funny, and he just keeps going, man.
And
It's insane.
And he can be scandalous. I mean, scathing.
The most. He has no filter.
Well, there's someone else who's fun. If you go after sarcastic and funny and scathing and brutal, and I mean, just no holds barred. My boyhood friend, Russell LeBaron.
Just sarcastic.
Oh, it just crushes your soul.
Russ is funny. Russ isn't on the funny meter as much as he's just gnarly.
Yeah. I mean, when we were kids, he was like that.
Yeah. Well,
at the races.
Well, it had to do, I mean, it was the environment you guys grew up in, because you guys were always capping on each other
all the time.
And I mean, same as me, it's an environment I grew up on. So everybody talks shit. And if you couldn't talk shit back, dude, you went home crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
you gotta.
Russ LeBaron sent a lot of young men home crying.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he would, when we were a little kid, I mean, we were young, and you'd start with, dude, your wheels are on your bike are ugly, and I don't like your stickers. And Russ would go from that to, I hope your mom gets cancer in her cooch.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I mean, he would just bam, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was right after your mother, right off the bat.
He would always go for the mom too.
Always.
Yeah. Well, your mom sure liked those wheels when I was jamming her up her ass last night.
And mind you, we're like, he's saying that to like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, Russ is something else, man. He is. God bless Russ, dude. He is funny.
Yeah, I love him to death, man. But he is so sarcastic and brutal. He thinks he's mellow now.
Yeah.
But when I get around him and I get him wound up.
Oh, you stir him up.
I stir him up big time. I love to.
It's the best, right? It's the best. Those campfires at Fogfest are the best, dude. Because you know exactly what button to push every time, because you've known him so long.
Yep.
And he just turns the machine right back on.
I love to walk over to him and I go, "Hey Russ, did you see that guy's boots? See a guy over there with the boots on?" Then that's all it takes.
That's it. Russ is off to the races.
Does he go after the guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He'll just go, "Hey man, what's the story on those boots?" And then he'll just, does your sister mind you wearing her boots on camping?
Exactly.
That's just how he is, man.
Straight to it too. There's no hesitation. Mike would say, "Hey, look at those boots," and he'd look over and go, "Hey man," just right to it.
And not know him. And not know who the guy is.
Exactly. Not give a shit.
Doesn't matter.
So good, dude.
Wow.
Russ is insane. No filter.
No,
doesn't give a shit.
And has always been like that.
Always.
I thought, Rod Bronco Beckring was the same way. He was harsh too. He was funny and harsh and no filter.
Oh man.
God dang, man. JV, do you remember anyone who was funny you thought of?
Oh well, you for sure.
Yeah.
You're the comedian on the track for sure. Everyone will say that. I thought Robbie Morales. I mean, we mentioned it before, but Robbie Morales is funny. Like,
Yeah.
and
He's
he
a-
will. Go ahead.
Yeah, how could he not? He's a product.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
He's a descendant.
Yeah.
He's like
And
he's Barry Bonds Jr.
He
Of
is
course,
very
of course he's
much-
of comedy, man.
Oh my gosh.
And
What were you gonna say?
You know what he's great about? Like, he'll joke about himself.
Oh,
You know,
so
he's fine joking about himself and just for the laugh. You know, just because it's funny.
Yeah, he's comedy to be around. Dude, all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah. And I think Greg Grubbs and Joe Baumert are funny, like sarcastic, but this is a different funny. This is like they're a sarcastic funny. And if you like went toe to toe with them, you have to be very quick because they're fast.
Yep.
Like they are very fast to go at you. You know, not like in a bad way, but you know, like in a jabbing way. You know,
Yeah.
like which is awesome. Like very witty and you
and
gotta
when
love that type.
and when they're together, it's instant. Right
Yeah.
after, it's like they've been married for 100 years and trapped in an elevator the
Yes.
whole time.
So good.
Yeah, they just
Right,
jab,
the
jab,
way
jab,
that
jab,
they
jab.
right the way that they will talk to each other, it's very much like a married couple.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
much.
and it never ends.
Yeah. No, they're fun.
I liked man, I had a good time being around Big E and TC.
Yeah,
Same thing, right?
Yeah, man. Just a good comedy duo, man. They were
Yeah.
always joking and carrying on, and you know, they had their inside jokes, and then you'd kind of pick up on them, and then you'd be in the mix, and good stuff, man. I loved it.
Yeah, Corbett's another one funny guy. That's right. Like at the
He's
track.
witty.
Yeah.
Corbett's witty, man. He's
Yeah.
pretty dang witty.
you know, another guy that's witty but got no. Oh, you know what? Chris Moeller.
Chris Moeller is his sense of humor is fantastic.
Yeah, and sneaky funny, over the top funny, smart funny. He covers all the bases.
Dude, when you wreck a guy and then he wrecks you back in the next turn and you get up and moonwalk down the last straightaway, and then you get on your bike and you kick out on his bike that he dropped at the finish line, that's funny.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh,
Oh my gosh, dude. Moeller is he is sharp with his wit, and he's really clever, man.
I'm going to say this is, I don't know if it's going to come out right or not, but it's, I got to say it anyway. Todd Lyons was not funny, but now he's really funny.
Yeah, Todd Lyons is
Super funny now. But
Dude.
Yeah.
but I don't remember him being a comedian, you know, like during when he raced back
No,
then.
but him and now watching his own races and his announcing of his own races now
It's
is
amazing.
pure gold.
Yeah.
Comedy gold.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Watch
Dude,
this.
I like
Go-
I like
watch
being
this.
around Cully's a pretty funny dude to be around
Oh.
too, man.
Cully is funny.
Cully's a good guy. You could have a good evening out with Cully, having
Yep.
couple of brewskis and some jokes. Cully's funny, dude.
Yeah. Well, again, the product, his mom was funny.
Oh man,
Mm.
Yeah.
Doris was.
Miss Doris was funny.
Yes, she was.
God. Yeah, you know what? There have been some comedians, but when you know, there's been some good comedians in our sport, but you know what? Not that many. When you think of how many racers and
Yeah.
like, there's I think not that many. Too many serious guys that were serious all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
That's
right.
funny to think about.
I got another one. I got another topic. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, I got one. Wait, I got one more.
You want
funny
to?
guy.
You go ahead.
There's a couple guys that were sneaky funny. I was just thinking of one. I'll tell you, Mike Paulson.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Sneaky funny, like, you know, you're not paying attention, you know, and you're like you're eating and you hear a little whisper and you just start cracking up. He was sneaky funny like that.
we got to continue the search for Mike Paulson though.
We need the search for Mike Paulson. Hey, anyone out there, please, if you know the whereabouts or how we get a hold of Mike Paulson, we have ourselves, we've talked to a couple of friends. We would like to get a hold of him. So anyone that watches this or listens to this, please help us in our search for Mike Paulson.
We are going to find Mike. We're going to get on an airplane. We're going to go see him, and we're going to do a nice little interview with him.
Yeah.
See what he's been doing when we find him.
We have a couple other guys we talked to that want to get on that same phone call with him. I mean, we love that guy. He was sneaky funny, but was not sneaky fast. He was just fast,
Quick as
Fast.
Get out, man.
powerful, and reminds me kind of a little bit of Eric Rupe in the way that what made him fast was he didn't make mistakes.
Yeah, he was fast, dude. I remember watching him when I was a kid. He always came across as just super strong to me.
Yep.
Just
And could ride, jumped, but wasn't big stylish guy, not flamboyant, but never did make mistakes. I mean, he was just a smart rider. I mean, I always say that Eric Rupe was the smartest rider. Eric Rupe was to me, the smartest, most talented rider with, he wasn't big, wasn't muscular, was just so technical and didn't make mistakes.
Dude, when you watch him right now, and he's racing in the older categories that he's racing in now, man, he's so efficient.
That's the word.
Yeah, there's no wasted arm craziness or head bobbing or anything crazy. He's just like zero wasted energy, zero wasted movement. It's just all about just smooth, precise, getting the job done as efficient as you can. And his titles speak for themselves, man.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of them.
And I'll tell you this, and he's funny.
He is funny. Yeah.
Funny.
A lot of people don't know Rupe is funny, man. He's got a funny sense of humor, man.
I'll tell you two funny stories about Eric. Well, when I would go to Europe, sometimes he and I would go together, and we would always share rooms. We'd be roommates, and all we did all night, we'd stay up late working on practical jokes to get the other pros.
No way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. From blasting the fire hydrant or fire extinguisher under their door in the middle of the night. I mean, while they're asleep, we have a race the next day. While everyone's sleeping, we're out in the hallways doing all kinds of who knows what.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Yeah. And he and I were at a race in Holland together. And we're walking through the pits, and it's between our motos. And it was at the pony park, which imagine a BMX track in the middle of Disneyland.
Wow.
And they had a face painting booth, and I said to him, "Hey, let's do this." And he was like, "No." I go, "Come on," just kept I wore him down. "Oh, come on, it comes right off. Come on, we'll just put him on." So we got our face painted, total clown face, and we raced.
Oh my god!
we raced the pro race in a European championship with clown face on.
They loved it.
Yeah, well, and he had his mouthpiece on, and it was rubbing it, and I was like, "There's no way." I just I raced it with it unsnapped. I had to show it off, man. It's fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah, he is funny, and he's always good for a practical joke.
Yes. Dude, I got into it with those guys. I think Rupe was in the car. I know Travis was in the car. Me, Deluski. This is I think one of the first times Deluski came out to California. This is a good story.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it a rental car story?
No.
Okay.
Because I just want to say now.
It's a personal car.
Okay. That counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah.
Because we are holding all rental car stories for a
Yes.
special edition of the Dirty Knobs.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we were basically, I know Travis, Sam, I think Rupe was in their car too. They were in their Mongoose Dually. And I was in my Ford Ranger, and Deluski was with me, and we were driving. And so we basically, both parties stopped and loaded up with ammo. And we had a food fight going down the highway on the way home. And so we were throwing like bologna and, obviously we were throwing eggs, we were throwing all kinds of shit. And so the move, man, the good move that I got them with, I mean, dude, I rear-ended them on the highway going about 70 miles an hour.
Oh,
I
man.
was slamming into the back of the dually and they were telling me to stop. I just kept hitting them.
Oh. Oh my God.
But I got, so we went and bought a big old bottle of ketchup, and I got so I had the ketchup lid off, and I did one of those deals, and I slung it out, and all the ketchup flew out perfectly and went right across their windshield. Dude, they had to pull over. They windshield wipered it, and it smeared across the whole windshield, and they were done. They had to pull over. Like they literally had to yank it right over to the right and clean the windshield.
That was a good move.
Oh,
That's
dude,
a good move.
We won the championship. But yeah, man, it was those guys were down for a practical joke always. Chip was always as well. Travis was always in for a practical joke.
I'll tell you what, I think the practical jokes, there's going to be some practical jokes that come out of this in our stories as we keep interviewing people. We're going to find out some dirt on people and some jokes that went sideways.
I think we're going to find out some who did what's, where some people go, no way, it was that guy who did that.
Hey, by the way, it was me.
It was me. I was that guy.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
Nothing makes a better practical joke than when you get away with it and they get mad at somebody else. They think it's somebody else.
Dude, I told Hollywood, I told you about the one night we were at Hutch. We were at Hutch's, and all the kids slept in the living room. And me and Monty Gray, and I think maybe Veltman. I know Veltman was with us when we went. We snuck a bottle of booze out of their, like up on their shelf above their display thing they had. So we snuck a bottle of booze, went out on the dock, drank the booze, and then filled it back up with water, capped it, put it back in. And then
I do remember finding out about that.
And then we came back and we took shaving cream and we shaving creamed all the kids in the living room on their hands, tickling all over their face and stuff. Except we didn't, I believe it was Bacchus. We didn't put any on Bacchus and we just put a little bit on ourselves.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's when we locked Keith in his downstairs. Remember, he lived in the dungeon down there, the downstairs, and it was reverse slide windows. So it locked with a bar from the outside. So we locked him. We left him in the whole day. He's banging on the window to get out. We're waving at his ass.
Oh
shit.
So good.
Oh my gosh, man. Those guys, man, me and Monty got in that same trip. We lit off bottle rockets in the woods, and the bottle rockets started to catch a fire in the woods. And we were in Richie's Starion, and they started to take off. And I was like, no. Like I basically got him to go back and put the fire out because it would have started a fire in the woods. But what kind of jackasses are we to shoot bottle rockets off in the woods, dude? Clowns, man.
That's funny.
One of my favorite things to do for practical jokes was and Charles Townsend always fell for it. I would, on Sunday night, after you put your bike away and get all built and put it back in your bike box to travel home, I would take everything I could find, and put it in his bike box.
Yes.
And I did it to a lot of people. If I could get into somebody's room, I hey man, you had a tough day today, hey, it's cool, whatever, and I'd talk to them in their room. And then as soon as they went to the bathroom, I would just phone books I'd always take all the hotel phone books and Bibles and shove them
stuff them in the box.
Yeah. But I remember Charles on more than one occasion would call me on Monday and go, "Man, I got home and I could not. This thing was so heavy to carry through the airport." And I got home and I unzipped it, and sure enough, man. And he always knew it was me, though. He always knew it was me. I can't wait to have Charles on here. He's gonna be funny.
Chuck T's funny. Chuck T's a funny guy.
Choo
You remember,
Choo is
remember
funny.
carrying those bike bags? And if you rode a cruiser, you had to carry two.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
carrying
man.
two, one on each shoulder, and then my 09, my like regular bag with the clothes, and then helmet bag.
Yeah, it's and back then, no wheels on any bags.
No wheels.
No wheels. I mean, it's crazy. We had no wheels.
Yeah.
Just drag that shit right through the airport, man.
I'm just gonna say somebody missed the boat on a fortune right there.
I know. Then the smart carts came out at the airport. Remember when the smart carts came out? You could return those jokers for 25 cents.
Yeah.
I remember EC going around swooping up smart carts.
Dude, that was the move. When you're waiting for your team to pick you up, man, you could make some coin. Just running around grabbing carts from people. I'd follow like people
50
out.
cents.
I would literally follow people out. They had their bags. They'd follow right out to the curb, man. They'd let go of that bag and grab that right out. You guys done with that? Turning that shit right back in, man. So bad. Dude, I still follow people looking for carts when I have luggage, man, because I'm too tight to pay for one of those things now. So I follow people out to the curb.
Take their cart.
I swear I do. I still do it. My wife thinks I'm the dumb. She's like, just buy one. I'm like, no, I'm going to go get one. Stay here.
Stay here and look respectable.
Yeah.
And half the time it takes me so long.
I'll be back in 40 minutes.
Yeah. Half the time it takes me so long to go get one. When I come back with one, she's already got one.
The car's loaded already.
I'm tired of waiting for your jackass. What are you doing? So good. Oh man, I love it.
Well, I'll tell you let me ask you this. I know who we've had fun with, which is everybody. I have to say that the three of us have had a lot of fun with a lot of people.
Common denominator.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're common denominators in it, man.
I think we are the common denominator. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think we bring it. That's just how we are as a group. That's how the three of us are. It doesn't matter what or where. That's who we're going to be. So we just like to have fun at everything. And so if you're around it, we don't change for nothing.
No. Hey, EC, not a couple months ago, I went to Vegas with JV to an event that had nothing to do with BMX. And dude, same thing. My stomach hurt, my face hurt. Remember, JV, we were standing in the booth and we started talking about that's what we were talking about. The funniest people or the funniest nicknames in BMX.
Yeah.
And we remembered one guy, and I'm shocked we didn't bring him up right now.
Yeah.
Part of an entire funny family. The Allen family from Maryland that ran Howard County.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
You remember Gnarly Neil?
Gnarly Neil, bro. I
No.
remember Gnarly Neil.
No, his name isn't Gnarly Neil.
Gnarly Neil.
Dude, I don't know what this is going to do with the recording with their voices going up, but you have to say it. It doesn't go Gnarly Neil. It's Gnarly Neil. God, their dad was hilarious, and his little brother was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God,
Yeah,
super
funny. You're right.
Yeah.
We missed.
Well,
I don't know if I remember his brother, but I remember Neil, man. That was a funny cat, dude.
Yeah.
That guy was funny.
Hey, I think his little brother ended up being the ABA gopher.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
I think his little brother ended up being the ABA gopher.
He was
What I
go
mean-
for it.
What I mean by gopher, I mean the mascot. There used to
Yeah,
be
go for it. Yeah, go for it, gopher.
Yeah, go for it, gopher. The mascot that walked around the track.
God.
I think that was him.
Oh shit. That's classic, dude. Oh man, the gopher.
You know where I was going with this? I was going to go the opposite way. Was, you know, we've had a lot of fun with a lot of guys, but when you were young, were you ever snubbed by a pro? Come on, you don't want to answer. I'll answer. I had been snubbed by a couple pros.
Oh man, it's a good one.
Snubbed by pros.
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't mean getting pushed in the tires at pro practice, JV. Dude, Eddie King loved that story.
He's real though. That's the thing.
That's yeah. He did not deny it.
I don't remember being snubbed by a pro, but I was, like I told you, man, I think I can only remember getting 2 autographs when I was a kid. Maybe Eddie might have signed a poster from that clinic that I was at. But actually getting autographs, going up to pros and getting autographs was you, Mike, and PK.
Yeah.
Were the only 2 that I can remember. So I don't really remember being snubbed by pros. I remember one time my dad, like, he wanted, I mean, Harry Larry crashed in La Mirada in the first turn, and my dad was turn marshaling. So he went over to help him, like, hey man, are you okay? And Harry jumped up and had some super smart ass thing to say to him. My dad, after that, was like, he just, you know, I mean, I know he talked with Harry after, like when I started getting faster, and he talked with Harry, but my dad never forgot that. He never forgot. He always reminded me about that type of an attitude and not to have that. He used that as an example of how not to be. Did not let your racing get in the way of how you treat people.
Yeah, good lesson.
Yeah, very good.
Lesson.
Very good.
Right. So
you don't want to be a Karen.
Right. But I don't remember getting, I'm trying to think of races that I went to and where like, you know, hey, can I have your number plate? No, kid, go away. You know, I don't think I ever got that, man. I can think of, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Snubbed is, how about you, JV? You know, you must.
No, you go. You were going to say it. Go ahead.
Well, I had 2. I was going to say, one time a kid came up to me at the races and asked me for my gloves. And I said, it was at Lancaster. And I said, no, man, these are the only pair I got. And I have to go racing again. And it's the only pair I got. And then I put them in my helmet, all my bars. And I was talking to somebody, and I turned back and looked down. The kid took them.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah, I know
Lion.
that. I know this story.
Yeah. And then it was a few years ago, Billy Harrison, who was a pro racer, came up to me and goes, hey man, you may not know this, but a long time ago, I was at a national and I stole your gloves out of your helmet.
So good. I love it.
And now I don't know, he's like some super computer whiz, you know, he started Apple or something, I don't know, something along those lines. Anyway, Billy Harrison, if you ever hear this, you owe me a pair of gloves.
I think he stole them from principal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to give them to me? I mean, you know.
Yeah,
those are mine.
Yeah.
Yes, and I wonder if he told people, hey, Mike Miranda gave me these gloves.
I know, right? I love it.
Oh,
Then you just run over to Kevin Shepman and get another one.
Yeah. Oh, how about JV? Any snubs?
I can't think of it really. I mean, I was never one to try and, run to pros and get the autograph thing or, give me that. It just wasn't, it's just not kind of the way I was. Still not kind of like that, even if it's not like, hey, let me take a picture with me or let me I'm just not, it's just not my thing.
It's
not that it's bad. It's just not,
And you're probably around more famous people than EC and I put together.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if you call this a snub or not, but this is one that sits in my memory. And there's a guy that you'll hear at the end of the story, and I've given him credit I was at this place, went to the jump one time with the number one pro at the time, Kevin McNeil.
The jump.
It took me to the jump at First and Lambert. It was just a single jump, but everyone went there to go jumping.
Yep.
And you would roll down the sidewalk and then bank off to the left and jump off the sidewalk into the dirt. That's how you got your speed. And then it was a jump, and it launched you up, and you were turning right, and it went down towards some train tracks. So you were always going out and kicking out to the right-hand side. And there were a couple of fast, well-known guys, and I'm gonna name them. It was Stu Thompson and Greg Hill were there, and they were jumping, and Kevin McNeil was jumping, and you always went to the left and you'd kick out and do a little whatever cross up. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, these guys are good. Wow, man, I can't believe the guys from the magazines are here. And there were two other guys, Steve Everts and another guy named Steve Bemke.
Yeah, Bemke.
Yeah, who's become an industry legend and was one of the first. I think he invented cruiser racing and invented mountain biking.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah, for real.
He was
Holy.
he was ground floor on that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Anyway, so they were jumping, and I finally, I was like, well, I was tired. I was intimidated. I was totally intimidated. But I thought, okay, well, it's, they were tired and resting. And so I thought, okay, here's my turn to go. And I remember thinking, I don't know if these guys are going to be watching or not, but they might be. So I just pedaled as fast as I could. I dropped in and I jumped up, and I threw I was as high as I could go, the biggest tabletop I could do. And mind you, I was probably 13.
Yeah.
And I was a terrible racer, JV, terrible racer, but I loved to jump. And I just got as rad as I thought I could. And I came down, I came around, I did it again. And I kept doing it while they were resting, not while they were going. I did lap after lap after lap after every single time. And I finally just couldn't go anymore. And I went over and I sat where I was by myself and put my head on my bars. And I was exhausted. And I thought, as I rode past them every time, nobody said anything. Nobody's like, hey, nice jump.
Yeah.
Cool kid, or, your mom's uterus or anything. It wasn't Russell Barron.
It wasn't. Russ wasn't there.
Russ wasn't there. And I was sitting over there, by myself. And then all of a sudden, Steve Bemke came riding up to me, sat next to me, and goes, hey, man, you got good style, kid. And I always love to tell him every time I see him, you know what? That meant so much to me that day that you took the time to come over and tell me that. And It was the first time anyone complimented me on my riding. And it made a huge difference.
That's amazing, dude.
Super
what a cool
cool
story, huh?
Yeah. True story. And the best part was, a couple years ago, I met his brother, and I got to tell his brother what a huge influence he was to me and what a cool guy he is. And he's still, dude, he's such a cool cat.
Yeah, man. Junkie fly right.
Yeah. Cool cat. He's been a big influence in the sport of BMX and mountain biking.
Yeah.
But a big influence on me just because he was the first guy to come up and give me a compliment, after all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Bemke is a big dude in the mountain bike industry. I mean, he's still kicking around and doing stuff, and I think he's got his own marketing thing where he markets for companies.
He runs a testing lab in the industry.
Really?
Yeah, runs a testing lab. He gets all the companies that need product to be tested.
Yep.
He's sharp.
Yeah, it makes sense. He was involved with Shimano, I know that's where I didn't meet him through BMX. I met him in mountain bikes, and I met him through Shimano when he was doing all the Shimano stuff he was doing. A super sharp guy.
Yep. Very beginning of mountain bike racing. I mean, the very beginning of mountain bike racing, he was the Shimano guy that helped them develop their mountain bike product.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, wow.
I think he was involved with SPD. I know he was involved with SPD. So clip-in pedals, I know he was involved with the whole concept and development of SPD.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man. Pretty gnarly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bimke's a sharp dude.
Way back.
Way back.
If I said, hey, 5 people that you could, when I say BMX, who do you think about real quick? EC.
5 people that I think about in BMX.
When I say, hey, it's BMX, who do you think about right away?
Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Hill. Mike King. Richie Anderson. These are guys that I grew up looking up to, idolizing. Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are guys that I either grew up idolizing, or with Mikey. The reason I say Mikey is he was the one dude that I just wanted to destroy. So, you know, and I was good friends with him, man. But I mean, like, I remember when he got on Huffy, I was hanging around with him when he was going to get on Redline, but he got on Huffy instead. And I was hanging out with him that whole weekend at Devonshire. And we were friends off the track, but dude, there was no guy that would wreck me more, and no guy that I would wreck more than Mikey. I mean, I mean, I know we've talked about it on here before. Just, dude, I hated to lose to that guy, man. And I don't think he liked to lose. Well, neither one of us liked to lose to anybody. It's evident by, we would race you all the way to the last inch of the finish line.
Yeah.
But whenever I got on a gate, I always knew what lane that guy was in. And I know he knew what lane I was in as well. So yeah, that's why he's part of that list. But the other guys, man, yeah, they're, how about you, Hollywood?
Mine was pretty, I was going to be honest, it's probably because I got ADD and HD. The first 2 guys are you two, because I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
For sure. First 2, absolutely first 2, because you've been you're so close to me. The other one is Tommy Lee Brackens.
Tommy Lee.
Right.
Yeah, Tommy Lee. And you know what the other one is? Huge influence on me? Lee Medlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedlin Lee.
Yeah. It's funny because when you guys came up really, obviously, bang, zoom.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, BMX, Tommy Lee, because so close.
Yeah.
Then I think, okay, when I was trying to think of who, I closed my eyes and I think of the first person I remember watching ride. It was Lee Medlin.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard, right? Because like, you know, for me, like, I have guys that are I named guys that were, when I was a little kid, right? I did the same thing you did, kind of, Mike, where your first guy was Lee Medlin. For me, you know, I remember seeing, we were at I don't know how old I was when we raced in the Anaheim Sports Arena.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Richie with his number 1 plate riding through the parking lot. And I remember he bunny hopped over a curb. And when he bunny hopped over a parking curb, he kept pedaling. And I remember like I twisted my neck off watching him just right through the parking lot. And he had like a Patterson, you know, he was on Patterson, but it had like a nickel plate, you know, those Pattersons, they came in that nickel plate color.
Yeah.
And dude, it was, I was like, oh my gosh, there's the number 1 guy, you know? And so that's my list. But like, if you were to say teammates, man, then that's a whole different deal, right? Well, you would still be on there, Mike. But I mean, Charles was one of my, you know, I was teammates with him on a couple of teams, 3 teams. We went together, free agent, Hutch, and CW. And so he was a really influential guy.
Shit, I forgot you were on 3 teams with him.
Yeah, man.
Holy.
Me and Charles traveled a lot, dude. We spent a lot of time together, man. It was, you know, he was a brother. He was like a brother to me. You know, I was, at a time when I was growing up, and you know, so you know, it's weird who your 5 people would be, but just my 5, I would stick with my 5 for who I was as a kid. But you know, then it's like there's so many people that were so influential as a part of your team, or as a part of your growing up in BMX experience. So
how about you, JV?
So many. JV. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I mean, Eric brings a good point, because you guys are, you know, of course, both, you know, top of mind, because we do a lot of things together. But I would say Stuart is one. When I think of, like, if somebody says BMX, you know, I think of like Stuart. Eddie and Mikey are ones that come to mind. Richie's another one. EC, just like you, I saw him do it was at the Grand Nationals, and I think it was I think it was the first year they had the X. I want to say it was the X whoops versus the Z whoops.
Yeah.
He manualed we were like looking at thing like, do you jump it? Do you like? He manualed the whole thing. I remember I was in the stands and watched him do it, and I was like, wow, that's just awesome. Like awesome control. Duke of why did I put this down? But I thought about it. I was like, Duke of Oakley.
Yeah, man. I could see that totally.
Was like, because as a kid, you know, everything was Oakley, Oakley, Oakley. And it was like, he was in the magazines, all, you know, you would see that. And
he was a huge personality in BMX when we were growing up, JV.
Yeah.
Massive, right?
Huge.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, you could make an argument that he was really, really a big part of Oakley. I mean, I wouldn't say where it is today because it's gone so far away from where it was, but man, imagine like he really, really pushed the growth of Oakley, I think.
For sure. He put him on the map. He helped get him on the map.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That guy was awesome, dude. You wanted to, gosh, man, you just wanted to get that guy's attention. I remember being a kid. I'm sure JV, you felt the same way. It's like,
oh my
dude, if
God.
that guy just looks at me, man, I might get an Oakley sticker. Dude, and you know all the factory pilot stuff. Right?
I wanted the factory pilot hat so friggin' bad. I remember that factory pilot hat, the blue velvet one
with the white stitching.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Hollywood's shaking his head. I know, dude. So when I got on Hutch, I got to get Oakley factory pilot gloves. Dude, those things turned your hands color like Oompa Loompas, man. It was the worst, dude. I put them on. I was like, yes. Took them off. I was like, oh shit.
I had a pair too. It did the same thing. Yeah. It bled.
But they were really comfortable gloves, man. You know, like they were like the real leather, right? So they get all sweaty and they would get like crunchy, and then you put them on and they get broke back in and soft again when you ride.
They would shrink a size before you.
Oh man, good stuff, dude. And then remember when Oakley came out with the dual foam? They had the 2 layers of foam. So you had like hard foam, and then there was a softer foam that was on the brow.
On the glasses, on the
glasses.
Goggles, yeah.
Oh my gosh! If you got the dual foam, that was it, dude. You were super pro.
I remember, JV, you always had 09 gloves. You were always a 09 guy.
Loved them. The wrist wraps.
Wrist wraps were good gloves, dude.
I love the wrist wraps. Anytime I could.
When I think of either one of you two guys, I think of you using wrist wrap gloves.
Yep, always. I loved my 09 wrist wraps, and then there was when I was on CW, we got sponsored by another Pacific Palms.
Oh, Pacific Palms.
Yeah.
Pacific Palms, and I think they did us a wrist wrap.
Yeah, it was like a fake. It was like a golf glove.
Yeah,
bro, wasn't it? Remember?
Yeah,
it was
it was. Yeah, it was Pacific Palms, dude.
Pacific Palms. I remember that black.
That's like awesome bootleg shoes, right? Awesome.
Yeah, awesome shoes.
Awesome shoes.
Yeah, that was Robert Cardoza. Go.
That was his company.
No, he was the Duke for Awesome Shoes.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. Just like Kevin Shepman was the Duke for 09.
09, yep.
Dude, you remember those clowns? Remember the Duke and Kevin? Those clowns would show up with those big duffel bags. And dude, they'd have that duffel bag and you knew it had all the good shit in there, dude. And you were just like, damn, man, if I could just like they had the 09 plates with you remember they were designed to be on your bars, but the cool way to do it was to fold it over.
Wrap them around.
You gotta wrap it over, dude, and Velcro, you gotta have a wrap over. Dude, that was the move. So bad wanted that. If you had the factory 09 sticker on the bottom, that was it, dude. You'd made it.
Hey, let me tell you how cool JV is. Not only do you get the stuff in the bag, JV got the bag.
Oh, did he?
Well, no. I got it from Mike. Mike had the bag.
No.
I got the bag from Mike.
JV, yeah, I might have had it, but JV used that bag throughout college.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, decades.
That
JV
bag
got-
would be worth a lot of money right now.
I wish I had it. I don't even know what
Factory-
happened to it.
Factory 09 bag. Woof.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That bag was great. It was black. It was exactly the same bag that Kevin used to go to the races with. Remember when
Big
you
old one,
said-
dude. Yep.
Yeah, we would be trying to get number plates set up. Like, remember, like,
Dude, they do it right there. They'd put your numbers on there and put
You-
the stickers on.
that's
and-
right.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh.
He would sit there. He did the whole thing.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
amazing.
when,
huh?
when he'd put your number on, and then he would put some stickers on there, and
Oh,
yeah, here you go. You're good to
Dude.
go.
Shout out to Kevin and Owen
Awesome.
Shepman, man. Great guys, great company, took care of us. I mean, and to have a cool guy at the races you could hang out with and talk to.
but what a smart way to do marketing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
because you created a must have, but I can't get, right? Like you can get a plate that looks like this one, but you can't get the one with the factory 09 sticker on it. And you can't get that, but you can get something really close. And so I know as a kid, I was like, dude, I'm going to take the one that isn't factory, and I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to get in front of that guy. One of these days, I'm getting one of those. I got me one, dude. I got
You
me one
got,
of them.
yeah, you got a lot of that.
Yeah.
I got one of them.
Yeah. Did you have awesome shoes and then work your way to Vans or
I did. I actually had to go the other way, man, because when we were on CW, we did awesome shoes, and I was a Vans guy, and then I had to go to awesome.
did you
That-
ever use either one of you ever use Jock's Jag shoes?
I was gonna say Jock Jag.
I
had
never
them
used
once.
Jock's Jag.
They were terrible. It was so slippery. They were so slick.
Yeah,
I had them once, and then I didn't use them really after one race.
And they were so soft that they were no structure. Your foot would just bend over the pedal.
It
dude,
was
those things were
terrible.
like one step up from house slippers, man.
How about did you ever use Beta? Those Beta shoes?
I don't even know
No,
Beta shoes.
I don't even know what that is.
You remember their ad had a gorilla in it.
I remember the-
gorilla on a cruiser. Yeah.
I thought that was VDC.
No. No.
I'm a
the-
VDC guy.
I had one too.
I raced for him. I was a
Oh
factory.
man,
I was a factory VDC guy.
nice.
Yeah, I
Hey,
was.
I had the Gorilla.
That's right.
That's the cruiser, right?
Yeah, the Gorilla was the
remember his name.
cruiser, and the
Yeah,
Chonga
I had that.
was the 20 inch, and the
Ch-
Chimp
Chonga
was the
That's
mini.
right.
The Chimp.
Look
I
at-
raced a VDC.
Did you?
It was a CW.
No, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
And Boris made
Boris
the first
made 'em.
CWs. Yeah.
Yep.
oh,
Yeah. He made the first CWs before CW started making them themselves.
oh, VDC made him.
Yeah.
Boris Dixon. He made a lot of stuff
Yeah,
out
Boris
here.
Dixon.
CW made a lot of stuff for other companies
Yeah.
like Tahoe and Rebel. There's a couple other
Tahoe.
companies. Yeah, they were made by CW.
Crazy.
Hey man, what do you guys think? You know, there's a lot of cool awards and trophies, and you know, there's I have 2 trophies to my name. I kept 2. Everything else is gone. Never cared about them. I have my Nora Cup and the first trophy I ever won.
Mm.
That's it. That's the only 2 I have. Do you?
thought- I thought Nora Cups were special.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
Yeah.
not, in my opinion, not the coolest trophy I've ever seen.
yeah.
Coolest
Okay.
trophy.
I know, and I didn't win one,
Okay.
but my nephew Tony Miranda, he won
Mm.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can name a couple of cool trophies.
I
can't
have
wait
a
to-
couple to mine too. Go ahead.
What do
Yeah.
you got?
In Whistler, they had these big bears that were made out of soapstone for the World Championships.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yep, those were cool.
That's
When-
cool.
There was a BMX race. I don't know if you went to it, Mike. It was I was 8
I
or
know what you're
9.
gonna say. I know what you're gonna say,
Do you?
and that's the trophy I was gonna say.
Shut up.
I swear to God. You want me
Which?
to say it?
It's
Tecate,
Tecate.
Mexico. Tecate,
Yeah.
Mexico. The Aztec Warrior.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
My
trophy was
Oh.
bitching, right?
What was it?
it was a bronze, little bronze, solid bronze, because that trophy weighed like 30 pounds. A
Yep.
bronze Aztec Indian with the spear, and it was beautiful, heavy, and my nephew won one.
I can't believe that
Wow.
we are on the same page on that.
Ah,
That's crazy, dude. Well, I know, but still.
Listen, I don't know that you two don't talk enough together. It happens to JV and I all the time.
Right. It's wild, dude.
We are on the same page, same wavelength.
But yeah, that Takati trophy was cool. I thought they were kind of unique when the NBL Grand's Tom Sawyer trophies, when they came with a phone. There was actually a phone on the trophies. And so, yeah.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I won a trophy, and then I had a phone in my room on my trophy.
That seems awfully chintzy when I think about it.
So I thought it was unique. I didn't think it was beautiful, but I thought it was unique. But dude, I will say, aside from my first trophy that I won, my favorite trophy was when I was 8. I had just started racing BMX. So it was my first year, and I raced this little league called BMXL. It was a BMX league, and it got purchased by ABA. So it's basically a Southern California cycling club, JV. And
okay.
If you were from Orange County,
yeah.
you had an orange number plate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And
So
if you were from LA, you had a white number plate. If you were from like what, Inland Empire, I think it was a green number plate. But that's how you knew. That's how you, instead of a number or whatever, it was your color of your plate.
And they had, so that it was just, and dude, JV, the list of guys that came out of that league, like if you looked at a results sheet from that list, you'd be blown away at how many super fast guys went on to be factory stars in the 80s.
It's cool.
So, but my first year in the league, I ended up getting 5th place in points. And first was Pistol Pete. He won the title. He won the points. I think second was a guy that rode for GT named Rod Stufflebean. Do you remember him, Hollywood? Super fast kid. And then I don't remember who was 3rd, 4th, but I was 5th. And we walked into the banquet room, and I'd never seen trophies like that in my life. Dude, my 5th place overall trophy was taller than me.
Oh, cool.
And I walked in, and I remember walking in and seeing the biggest one. Pistols was like 7 feet, right? It was this massive thing. And like, you look at the ABA has their 7-footers, but they're kind of skinny. Like, these are big. The base is super, super big, right? Like, the trophy's still at my mom's house, and it's still heavy as shit. Like, just this big, super square thing. And I just remember looking and counting. I remember walking in and seeing the biggest one and counting them down till I got to 5th, and seeing that I had one that was ginormous. I walked straight up to the stage, dude, and I stood next to it to see if it was taller than me. Wow. And I remember looking up going, oh my gosh. Because until then, I had just won like soccer medals and soccer trophies and stuff. You know, those little things that are like that big. And
yeah,
you know, we didn't have gold cups or any type of thing like that. The biggest race that we had, there was 2 races that were big in that league, and it was the Cook Brothers Classic and the Power Light 1000. And those were 2 sponsored events that had bigger trophies, but they were nothing like this. You remember those races, Hollywood?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Power Light 1000 at La Mirada and the Cook Brothers Classic in Irvine.
That's right. That's right.
So crazy.
Those were huge. Those were big races.
Dude, if you did good at those races, that was something, right?
That was the West Coast Grand National at the time.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It was huge. JV, what trophies did you think were cool?
Unique. I'd say the Christmas National ones, the classic Christmas Classic ones in Ohio.
I was thinking of that one too. That was another good one. Cool trophy.
They were like, I don't know. We just donated a bunch, but one guy with his helmet holding
the statue.
Yeah.
The statue, 2 people riding bike. And there was like a bunch of statue ones, which were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't know if it's more of just because of the race, but the Murray World Cup one is one I actually still have. I think it's somewhere. My Murray World Cup one. Just because it's prestigious. I mean, the Grands, I think the one I have is more like a plate rather than a giant trophy. It's just like a
disc,
stainless steel disc. Yeah,
Yeah.
plate.
like Mike Rehan's rear wheel.
It's exactly, yeah. I can put it on my kid's bike.
Just like it. Yeah. Or you could serve cheese on it.
I could for sure serve cheese on it.
Yeah. Someday I'm gonna give Sierra a bottle of champagne for something, and I'll put it in my Nora cup as an ice bucket. I couldn't find anything else. I use this.
So good.
But they had a lot of unique I mean, the only reason I remember this because, well, when we moved out of New Jersey, my parents kept all the trophies, and we donated them to this local track in New York, and we loaded like 2 cars of stuff of just trophies. There was stuff from Coca-Cola sponsorships that had a clock in it. I mean, there was some cool. There were some trophies there that I didn't even remember going to the track.
Same, dude. It's the same. My mom has. We have piles of them, dude. When we moved from our house in Lakewood to our house in Norco. We left like 13 or 14 boxes in the attic of trophies, and then like Mike, my mom's house, she has that barn out. Like in that barn, there's just a pile of trophies. There's some in a wooden trailer that's sitting out in the back of her yard. She lives on a half acre. That's just, they're all bent over and stuff. Yeah, it's just.
Hey, and one lucky subscriber is going to get a trophy out of Eric's mom's.
That's right. That's right. No, it's crazy, man.
It's a grab bag.
Yeah.
Just pick
it. Every episode gets a new trophy. Hey.
They were much better though back in the day, Hollywood. You remember they used to all be marble.
Yeah.
Marble bases and stuff. And
heavy.
Yeah, they were a lot heavier. And then as it, they started getting cheaper in plastic and stuff like that. I worked at a trophy place. I think I told you about that before, Hollywood.
No, what? You worked at a trophy shop?
Yeah. I worked at
Gene Erickson's?
Yes, Gene Erickson's at the Orange Y.
Are you see?
That's it, dude. I worked. Yeah, I was sponsored by him Sports Awards, so he would pay for like an entry or two, and then I would go also to his shop and build trophies. So
Rich Long was the owner of GT, and he was also the track operator at Azusa BMX.
No
Eagles
way.
Lodge. Yes, back in the day, back in the 70s, and sometimes I would get a ride out to the races from him or his wife Wanda, and with his kids, Chris and Jeff. And one time we were there, and I said to Rich, I go, "Hey, how much do you pay for trophies?" And he looks at me like, "What do you want to know that for?" I go, "I'm just curious. How much do you pay for trophies?" And he told me it was like $7 for a trophy. And I go, "Is it the same price for set first or a third?" He goes, "Yeah, it's the same price." I go, "Oh, how much are entry fees?" And he said, like $6. And I said, "So, I always win a trophy. So what if you just give me $1 now?"
He loved it.
He did.
That's good thinking.
And he would not, I didn't pay for entry fees. I get to race for free. And he would give me like one of those frozen burritos because they were $1.
That's so crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I would get a burrito at the track for free and would race for free. And I'm sure there were times I didn't win a trophy.
Yeah.
But he was so good to me, man. He never came, he didn't keep a tally or anything. Richard Long from GT gave me my first helmet bag. That's
amazing.
Yeah. Because he just felt sorry. He knew I was just a poor kid from out in the way. And it was a Robinson bag with a broken zipper. But so embarrassing. I caught a race to a national, to my first national with him. And he came and picked me up, and I stood out in the curb, and I had my helmet and my jersey and all my stuff in a brown shopping bag.
Oh my gosh.
And on the way back, he just rummaged around in the trunk, and he said, "Here." And he literally threw it at me. And he goes, throw that bag away. It's just, I think he might have been embarrassed.
I love it.
Yeah. Give me my first helmet bag.
So good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know, man. He was so, let me tell you, Richard Long was so good to me. So good to me. I was lucky to know him. Lucky
Yeah.
to know him. Well, yeah. Well, boys, that's certainly another one in the books, I think.
Yeah, man. That was good. JV, that was a good one, man.
I think we got some stuff.
I think we did a great one, dude. Great topics, good list. I like it.
Hey,
All
great
right.
times. Great times.
Always.
Yep. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, you bunch of dirty knobs. I'm going to send a box out to somebody who subscribes. So please do that. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Comment if you have anything to say. We'd love to hear it. And we will be back out here in 2 weeks with another one. And thanks to our sponsors. Speaking of which, we are going to read some commercials to you now. Thanks for showing our sponsors the love because they're showing it to us. Thanks again, and we'll catch up to you soon.
Kinda, designed for your journey. On the road, on the trail, or on the racetrack, you can count on Kinda quality. Our tires are engineered for performance and value across a wide range of interest and applications. See why Kinda is the right choice. It's your move.
Imagine how bikes can lead to a healthier, more connected world. Bikes set us apart, free to explore and move and experience our relationships with people and places like nothing else can. At Ceres, we don't just imagine a more bikeable world, we're all in, making it happen.
SR Sun Tour shares your passion of cycling. We are committed to giving you the highest level of service in the industry, along with products that hopefully will exceed your expectations. Serving riders is the cornerstone of our business, and we pride ourselves in doing it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Velocity Bike Park is the premier bike park for riders in Southern California, with 25 miles of world-class trails, obstacles, flow track, and races for mountain biking, gravel, and BMX.
ODI Grips, the world leader in grip technology, home of the lock-on grip system. Check them out over at www.odigrips.com. Mega Design Group is a full-service marketing firm. They handle everything from logos to advertising to packaging. Having over 25 years experience in the print and marketing fields, they can handle any hurdle. Check it out at megadesigngroup.com. Cool Stop Brake Pads. High performance bicycle brake pads since 1977. Check them out at coolstop.com. That's KOOLSTOP.com. Supercross BMX. What can we say? Our lives revolve around BMX. Founded in 1989 to build the ultimate BMX race frame, they've never strayed from that vision. Hey, for more details, check it out at supercrossbmx.com. Amy Grips is dedicated to using all of its manufacturing strengths, including engineering, research, and development, to successfully prepare for future growth while demanding that the quality of its products provide consumers with complete satisfaction. Making grips since 1974. Check them out at amegrips.com.
If you have a Senna cycling helmet, you know what it's like to ride connected. Senna got their start in communications for the motorcycling industry, where they're now a leader. Senna brought their same tech that goes into those helmet-to-helmet motorcycle communication systems into cycling helmets. Senna bike helmets have an integrated microphone and 2 speakers hidden right into the shell. Senna helmets connect together on a mesh or Bluetooth network so you can talk to your friends while you ride without shouting over wind noise, even if you're not side by side. That is super cool, especially in the trails. Senna helmets also pair with smartphones, so you can listen to your playlist without blocking out ambient noise, and you can take phone calls and even hear turn-by-turn GPS directions. Check out the podcasts that we listen to. These are our friends. We wouldn't be here without their help, so give them a check out. And finally, keep it dirty.